Hello and welcome to Winter Wonderland. Although it's spring here, but yeah, we got some snow flurries in the air. It's stubborn sometimes. Here's Marty. He's doing okay. He's recovering nicely from eye surgery. But yeah, here's a look in the neighborhood, my humble abode in surrounding houses in the hood. Oh, nightly news. Here we go.
A grand jury has voted to indict former President Trump, investigating his role in a hush money payment to an.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't my evil twin that was excited. It was just me that finally this guy's going to be held accountable for all the evil deeds that he's done over the years. And they said something like, um, would he would he say he's sorry to God or anything? And he says, I haven't committed any sins. No need to apologize to anyone. He's above the law. He's above reproach. And yeah, he's going straight to heaven. Egads. But no, he's got to be held accountable. Can you imagine if this was Clinton doing this? Clinton got chased because he got a blowjob. And yeah, it's just crazy what happened. Jesus! Yeah, we need a come to Jesus moment. But yeah, happy Easter or happy Ramadan for everyone celebrating. It's kind of interesting how Ramadan and Easter are kind of in the same spot on the calendar this year. Rated Best Blues in Michigan, and they're open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. This is the Raven Lounge and Restaurant. It's on Shane Street. Blue light district to be sure, but also, wink wink, a little bit of a red light district. But we're going to behave. So we're going to step inside and go back in time a little bit. I don't know if they hold fast to that 2-drink minimum or not. There's no covered charge on Thursday. This is a Thursday night, which is great. Tommy is the owner. Teresa is his wife. She wasn't here this evening. Here's a portrait of the two of them. They're the proud owners. And yeah, a blues bar to be sure. But yeah, the news to celebrate was obviously the Trump issue. All right, we're going to get some music here. Let's listen in. Yeah, I think that's original up here, the champagne glass with the bubbly. 1966 was when this place was first started operating. And I'm going to take a look at their menu because I'm going to order something. But that will be later. This was a day to celebrate, I'll tell you. Oh, the national nightmare will soon be over. Oh, looks like we got a Lions fan in the house. How about it?
Regular onion.
Oh, there's my burger. Dee is cooking up. She's great. I love talking to her. She is such a great spirit. Oh, but anyways, I got a burger and fries, and she hooked me up with some onions, which was great. So I'm ready to chow down here in just a little bit.
Please get to speak. The dinner's gone. The dinner's gone away. The dinner's gone now, baby. Dinner's gone away for good.
Yeah, I was too close to the speakers, a little bit distorted, but I got some posters with some pictures up here.
Dinner's gone. The dinner's gone away for good. The dinner's gone now, baby. Dinner's gone away for me. And all the work you've done, one day.
The guitarist is behind that post somewhere. I don't know if his name is Jim, but he'd be a Slim Jim if it was his name. I can see his shadow.
Play good guitar, boy.
is served. There she is. Bon appetit.
The drill is on. It's real.
All right, and then D is cooking up a meal for my buddy Jeff. He's my blues buddy. He got some chicken and fries and bread. And D is just the greatest. Yeah, I love her to death. And she was going to take, earlier she said she was going to take one of the musicians out back, and I don't know if she was going to beat him up or if she was going to make love. Either or both. She's funny. Anyways, there's a lot of churches in the neighborhood. I want to get to some video from the Dearborn Country Club, and I'm going to be short in time, so I'm going to fast forward through this here a little bit. And this is Shane Street. Yeah, I just did a spin through the neighborhood because they have St. Aubin and Frederick. They have a blues performance in the summertime over here. A lot of church action, though, for sure. All right. Yeah, this is like stepping back in time. They haven't changed much with the decor from 1966. We were speaking with the owner. It's layered with tons of history. There's people that step in all the time and perform here. It's it's a place in the know for musicians, for blues musicians, for sure.
Baby, just for you, yeah. I know you signed me, no stopping. I got a birthday anyway. Put my lady girl.
Candyman. He played at the Olympia Bar. Jeff and me remember him from years past. The Olympia Lounge on Grand River and McGraw. And, yeah, it was a slow night here on Thursday. The weather wasn't really cooperating. And I like this portrait here. Food, drinks, live music. Yeah, it's free on Thursday. Friday and Saturday, it's $10 cover, which is still affordable. And they have all sorts of people stepping in all the time, singing a song, doing whatever. It's just fabulous. It'll be my go-to blues place. Plus the Elbow Lounge. I got to check that place out. DET.com is the website. If you miss this show, I have the YouTube links on the website. It's just a one-page website. Yeah, it's kind of like a dirty show type thing. But, yeah, I got in late. But, yeah, we're all proud to be Detroit fans, and we're all proud to be American. Except Trump. He was trying to overthrow the country and establish a dictatorship with trying to do that election fraud kind of thing. That's probably the most serious of charges, the one in Georgia where he wanted the person to find 12,000 votes for him, wink, wink. And they got him on telephone conversation. Unreal that we could have a president, ex-president, former president, try to pull a stunt like that in the greatest country in the world, right? All right, we're going to switch subjects here. I'm tired about talking about that loser, that clown. But this is a bridge over the Ecorse Creek. And I was checking this out because we had some rain recently. There was bad weather across the country with tornadoes and all that. Luckily, we were spared the severe damage. Dundee had some damage, but nobody got hurt, which is good. That would have been bad. But anyways, we did get some rain, and this Ecorse Creek always floods. And I'm going to check this out later on April Fool's Day, the first Saturday of the month. That thing's supposed to spinorama and let us know if there's an emergency. All right. So, yeah, road ends. Yeah, we had our rain, and then this was on April 1st, which was a Saturday, and you can see the flooding here. This is the one street over from Hanover, but this is a common occurrence. If you get over an inch of rain, forget about it. You're going to have flooding. I think officially at Metro they had 1.43 inches over the 2-day span or whatnot. And so it's the Ecorse Creek, but it's kind of like a river when it floods. So here we go. Welcome to Dearborn Heights, incorporated in 1963, and it's a perfect family there. But look at the water going under the bridge here at Gully and just north of Van Born. I get gas here sometimes at the Citgo place, but yeah, it's going to hit that bridge, and that bridge is going to act like a dam, and all that water is going to spill over. Okay, now I want to catch the emergency alarm because it didn't go off when they had a test like a week prior, so I want to make sure. All right, you got to be careful sometimes with music because they all have copyright things. YouTube gets their panties in a bunch. But, yeah, 12:59. Okay, we're going to check this out, and I missed it. Oh, it's right on time. This is good. Look at the spinorama thing. Yeah, this is no joke. This was on April Fool's Day. This thing is working. It's in operation. Terrific. I'm loving this. Yeah, it does the 360 all around. And, yeah, if there's a tornado or bad weather and you have to go in the basement or bathroom or hide or whatnot, seek shelter, you're listening for this. Oh, and that gentleman there was a spotter for the CERT program. I think it's Certified Emergency Response Team or whatnot. So he was spot checking to make sure that those things were working. Because, yeah, if you have a tornado, you definitely want those things to be working. DET.com. Yeah, I had to go. There's some puddles that you have to go through here. It came down pretty hard for a little bit. But here's like some urban planning, but it's with the floodplain. They knocked down maybe 1 or 2 houses in this lot here because of the flood. But yeah, the Ecorse Creek is kind of like overflowing its banks here. And then I'm not sure what these things are. It's like they can open the floodgates or whatnot, but they have some things. But you can see the underbrush. They could clear some of these dead trees and ghetto palms and all that, and that would help with the flow. Look at this thing. It's like a big valve thing you could open or close. I'm not sure how that operates or what if it is operational. Yeah, you had to drive with a little trepidation here because, yeah, it was up a little high, even with a pickup truck. But I've seen worse. If you get 2 inches or over, really forget about it. Okay, they cut down some of these ghetto palms, but you can see, and then they planted some grass and all that. So I'm not sure when they tore down a couple of houses just recently. I'll have to keep an eye on these things. Maybe as homeowners decide they want to sell, the city or the government buys up their property, tears it down, and then maybe they can make a better floodplain or wetlands and put some berms up or do something to keep it from damaging people's properties and getting water in their house and so forth. Yeah, I think there's 2 houses, 2 lots here. They even put in a new sidewalk. That's great. But I'm going to head down to Telegraph. And here's a Jeep even going, well, it doesn't want to create a wake. Jeep probably could sell some cars to, or trucks to, or Jeeps to people in this neighborhood because it's easier to get in and around when the water's doing that kind of thing. So I made it to Telegraph and Courier. Yeah, that's this street. This street floods all the time. We're all proud to be American. Gas price is $3.09, but they say they're cutting supplies, so gas prices are going to go up. Oh, joy. It's great how they play that game. But that's international suppliers. But then there's going to be people that are going to say, oh, you know, Biden's responsible. No, he doesn't have he can't pull all the levers to make that work. It'd be great. But yeah, everybody wants to blame Biden. Gas prices. No, a lot of Arab countries and whatnot. It's the free market that does all that. Some of the storm water's a little murky and muddy, and yeah, it's the water that drains off of the streets and so forth. And yeah, not the cleanest of things. I'm not sure why some of these people didn't move their cars. That's never good when you have water that would. We used to, I'm into this area. Our family used to live in that house right there up until I was 6 years old. And I remember the street would flood, and I thought it was, wow, look, you can have a rowboat out there. And, yeah, but it's not any fun if you're a homeowner. As a kid, you're probably not thinking about major things like that. But they took out some other homes along the way. You can tell in between these 2 properties, there was another house here, and boom, they knocked that out. So maybe the game plan is to take, you know, as people move out or whatnot, they'll make that a parkland or a floodplain, a wetland area. I got to go through this big puddle again, gingerly or slowly, because I'm in a low rider with my Ford Focus. But there was ponding in a lot of different streets, so make sure those sewer gates are clear. Banner and McDonald is where this emergency thing is, and the alarm sounds off in a 360 direction all around. My house is marked there with the little star, so I'm going to hear this one. So I'm glad this one works. And it's powered up here. It's probably got its emergency, and it passed. This was back on April 1st, so that's good. It's got the seal of approval from Motor Capital, and we're good to go, which is good. You got to be prepared. You got to stay safe, do all that. Checking on the bird feeder. There's Marty out front. He's proud to be American, and he's a star, too, a Detroit star. All right, a little ponding on the sidewalk here with some water, but I can deal with that. That ain't no big thing. It's when you get water in the basement. Oh, all that walking around, I got some of them thistle-type things on my boot. Hey, the Red Wings beat the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yes, I love Detroit. That was good. I like when they beat Toronto. Go jump in a lake. That used to be a thing that people would say back in the day when they were, like, mad or something. They would go jump in a lake. And you can do that here in Michigan, which is great. It's real easy to do. All right. Well, the Weather Channel is great. So I always monitor this when there's severe storm action or rain action coming through. That's weather on the 8s. They used to do it on every 8s. I think now it's on 18 and 48 mark. So, yeah, the Weather Channel, that works for me. I like to monitor things. And then I wanted to check, too, because opening day for the Tigers is coming up. And I have my tickets. This year, had a couple of buddies, and we decided we were going to buy tickets. So we got a 3-game package for, it was, I think, $59, and then a $7.50 service charge. All right, opening day is Thursday. They're calling for 49 degrees, partly cloudy. I like to say partly sunny, but yeah. All right, well, my bird feeder, I got a bird out there, if you can see through the blinds, a little tinge of red. It's not a cardinal. I'm not sure what that bird is, but I'm going to actually have to. Oh, and then Bill Maher, I watched this. Check this out.
Christmas card. I mean, and you know, these are not the only ones. There many Republican politicians did that. When you put,
including the lieutenant governor.
is that
What's
right?
that, the AR?
Yeah.
I'm a Marine. I know how.
Yeah, and I thought it was real, and then it's like, oh, yeah, it's April 1st. That must have been photoshopped. So I went online, and, yeah, it was like a Christmas card, but this has to be photoshopped. Who would do a family portrait like that with their family? Is that like an all-American look? That had to have been photoshopped. Here, our family has a calendar, and I'm going to have to turn the page here. That was from March. Here's our family from back a few years ago. Last year, my niece got married in Cleveland, and so this is our family calendar. So April Fool's Day, yeah, that picture had to be a joke there earlier. Opening day, I got my calendar marked for that, April 6th. It's a full moon day. Oh, yeah, everything's lining up. Happy Easter and happy Ramadan for the Arab people that celebrate. There's Kyle and Jamie that got married. Yeah, that's photoshopped. It has to be. It's one of those cruel April Fool's jokes, right? All right, to round out the top of the show, I'm going to check out Ford Field, which is going to be the site of the Dearborn Homecoming. Last year, it had moved over to the Performing Arts building and area, Michigan and Greenfield. But no, they're going to move it back to this park, Ford Field. And, yeah, you are being video, audio recorded, and no dogs, but wink, wink, I guess. Breaking the law, but not, I don't know how much they enforce it. Here's a nice bird feeder, a deluxe 5 levels. Actually, no, it's an alarm system. Again, we're all proud to be American. This was Sunday. It was a beautiful sunny day. After the storm had passed, we got some nice weather. And this harkens back to when I was a young child. Our dad would take us out here, and we'd go tobogganing and sledding down this hill. That's where the stage would set up for the live music for the homecoming, and then so you can lay on the hill and get a nice view of the band or the different bands performing. They got a playground for the kids. Here, well, they do the tobogganing, and there's some crashes apparently, or maybe just the cold weather cracks them up. But there's some debris left over from that. But you can picnic out here if you like, and that's where the fireworks would go off. So the Dearborn Fire Department and whatnot would monitor that situation. And then off in the distance, I thought that was a senior place, but it might just be well, it's a cooperative. We'll see the sign later. I don't know if it's age restricted or not. Here's some of the debris left over from these people tobogganing and sledding going down the hills here. Maybe they're just crashing. So, yeah, take heed. Sledding could be hazardous to your health, but it's a lot of fun. All right, and then you got a neighborhood just the other side of the wall here. Dearborn has some nice homes in and around this area. A little bit exclusive, and I don't know what that character was. Here's a little obstacle though. I don't know. They should probably grind that stump down. That could be a hazard if you're tobogganing down the hill and hit that. Could create some havoc. But then, some families were out and just chilling because it was a nice day to catch some vitamin D kind of thing. That's good for your health. I wanted to monitor the Rouge River here, too, because with all that rain, we saw what the Ecorse Creek was overflowing its banks. The same is holding true here for the lower Rouge. There's a lot of wildlife, particularly ducks. There was a few Canadian geese, but it's a lot of ducks. Anyways, I'm going to fast forward through some of this because I want to show the Dearborn Club, the golf course. Yeah, look at just the way the rivers. And a lot of picnic tables, which is cool. But some standing water. And then, we got a bridge to take you to the other side. But yeah, I was scaring all number of ducks. The willow trees are going to get ready to bud here pretty soon. Spring has sprung. Yeah, this is a nice bridge. Plenty of clearance underneath the bridge here. No chance of it backing up or damming. But when we had that thing a couple years ago, it was this whole thing was a wetlands. It was a floodplain. Wayne Ficano, or Robert Ficano, was the Wayne County executive back then, but they had an improvements project. John O'Reilly was the mayor. I'm just showing the sign. They show the city council. I like the street lamps, too. All right, it's a one-lane bridge. Speed limit's 5. But I don't think they have vehicles go there because there's a little bit of cement thing that would stop you. Maybe a golf cart can get through here, but yeah. Neat little bridge. And then if you want to lock in your love, it seems like some lovebirds have done that. Yeah, the raging waters of the Lower Rouge. And I like this bridge. Just the construction's nice. Want to check that out. Architecturally speaking, the arches are nice. You must love yourself. That's good words of advice. Then you're not supposed to do this is breaking the law again, but it looks like somebody threw some corn out there. And I think probably for the birds, but the squirrel was jumping in on the action. Do not feed the wildlife. But I like doing that too. I mean, I feed birds in front of my house. I don't know what's the difference if you come over here and throw them some bread. All right. Well, your cell phone maps, that's great. You can always find out where you're at with your cell phone. Go to Google Maps. I love that feature. I like old school maps too, but here's a big piece of driftwood. Yeah, canoeing would be great down here, but you have to clear a lot of the debris that's fallen into the Rouge. It'd be some cleanup for sure. Now they got 2 shelters, a south shelter and a north shelter. And then they got funding from various people here, so they have some placards to describe all that. But yeah, if you want to do a family function at the junction, you could do it here at the south shelter. I don't know what these things, how you reserve them or how that works. I would imagine there's some kind of fee involved. You can play tennis over here if you want. They got 2 tennis courts. And then just around the thing, I think they have nature trails that run through here, but with all the water, it'd be hard to get through. But there's houses built all along the Lower Rouge, and very nice houses, I might add. They had a fence at one time, probably to keep people out, but you know how people are. They can get around things. But yeah, more ducks. There were ducks all over. They got these green delineated bike paths or jogging paths, whatever. Here's a nice house here. But I'm going to do like a 360 around here and get back to my car. But you got the white picket fence. A lot of interesting homes. They're well done. When I was a kid, I would never look at stuff like that. But now that I'm older, I like to look at houses. All right. The Morley Manor. It's a cooperative, and I don't know. They're proud to be American. I don't know if it's just for seniors or a lot of times buildings are 55 and up, whether children are included or they can be allowed to stay there. I don't know. Now, you take the sidewalk here, and you can either go left or you can go right around this tree. That's interesting, that tree, how it swayed that opinion. Okay, Easter's coming up. We got a historical museum not far down the street, just north of Michigan and Brady. But, yeah, here's the logo, hometown of Henry Ford. If you get tired, there's little rest benches here and there. And, again, the Rouge, it winds in and around. I think that's Egypt. I know with the cedar tree, that's Lebanon. But here, happy and blessed Ramadan. So, and then look at this guy. Can you see him through there he scampers off. I think that was like a woodchuck. It might have been a beaver. I think it was a woodchuck or a big-ass gopher. But, yeah, there's some wildlife. I like these apartment buildings, and they are available for rent. All right. So, yeah, bike lane ends. Now you can get around with bike. They got these signs here. Dearborn Township. This bridge was first made in 1926, and then it was redone in 1994, the Brady Street Bridge, and then 2020. So 3 times over. It looks purty. Look at the artistic shape there. The shadows. All right. Well, this is where the end of Cherry Hill is, or it starts, but usually you would say from it starts, 0 mile markers start from west and go as you go east, they get higher. So that Cherry Hills ends there. And then proud to be American. This is a gorgeous home here. They have, the Lebanese flag is right beneath it. I'll show it again. Here we go. So, and that's the proper way. The largest one's supposed to be the U.S., then a smaller size beneath, and then maybe that's where the people work at. And look at the birdhouses. I was hoping to see a bird pop out of there, but maybe they're taking a nap. It was in the afternoon, so it might be nappy time. Here's the second one, and then there was yet a third one. So they really were doing up the birdhouses. And here again, you can see how it's overflowed and these trees are underwater. So we could do a little bit of cleaning and manicuring and making this look a little bit sweeter. So maybe you could have canoeing or kayaking. That's something to be thinking about. Urban planning is an audience participation event. So while I'm spouting off and sharing my opinion, anything I have doesn't mean squat, really. It's probably your opinion because you might have the ear of the mayor or the city council people, and maybe you can get something done or changed if you want. 5-star restoration. Fort Field Stream Bank Buffer Project. Boy, they come up with some crazy names, don't they? But yeah, they have a placard here on a big rock to commemorate that event. All right, here's the North Shelter. And I like the design here, too. As far as picnic shelters go, that's pretty cool. Here's a bocce ball court. This court number 1. And then there's court number 2. And I know at homecoming time they're always being used. Even other times. Wait till the weather gets warmer. You'll see people. They even have some spectator stands set up there. And some young kids were having fun with the little pond that was out here in the middle of the parking area. So this is the North Shelter. And it's quite a big shelter. I don't know if several parties could rent, a few tables here and there, or if it's first come, first serve, how they do that. Here's a big pond. So, yeah, right in front of the bridge. So this will be Dearborn Homecoming. Last year they didn't have it because they were spooked a lot by the rains we had in, I think it was, 2021. But, cross your fingers that we won't have any heavy rainstorms. And this is a great venue, a great spot. It's like you're one with nature out here. When you have green spaces, that's perfect. So homecoming will be back in this location in 2023. And I think it'll work out great. The fireworks and the music and water winter wonderland. It's certainly a water wonderland right now anytime we get a little rain. But that's the new norm. All right, well, I got a 313. I bought this at the Nain Rouge Parade. It was $5. So I'm going to put it on this side window here. And so there you have it, 313, and I'll go with my other stickers. So here's the map again, the lay of the land between Cherry Hill and Morley and Brady and Military. And the Lower Rouge. It's all right. Well, yeah, happy Ramadan. Somebody had an inflatable. Look at this church. And this, you wouldn't normally drive back in through here, but I was exploring. I think I had seen this church before, but yeah, that's sharp. And then this is mesmerizing, this pattern here. Okay, yeah, so I have just a few minutes before this. Oh, this is what I wanted to show, the Dearborn Country Club. Hopefully I left enough time. My evil twin said, look at pointing the sign, members only. Well, that's not me. I don't have that kind of money. Back in the day when I was a young kid, though, I would caddy, and I wasn't a very good caddy. I was just a little guy. That carrying a bag of golf clubs wasn't light. They got a pool back out here. It's not set up yet. Look at the nice greens. Here's what I wanted to show, this weather vane. Is this not cool? And it's moving around too. As the wind blows, that thing kind of moves around with it. Yeah, this was sharp. And then you can get your bearings, west, east, north, south. News started with that. North for north, or N, and then E's. You get the idea. All right, here's the entrance. Look, and then they got some purple flowers here. And yeah, they're not open yet. And then look at, they got bigger tiles on the bottom, and then as you go up higher up the roof line, they get smaller. I don't know if that's by design, how that works out. But, yeah, that's the main entrance. Look at these flowers popping. I love the way the colors are just coming out. Purple is great. And you got bright yellow here, too. Yeah. So these must be perennials, right? When they come up every year? Or annuals? How does that work? All right. If you want to drop the bag, I guess that would be a good spot to do it. I drop the bag all the time. All right, and then the time, good. I like it when you have good time. You are here, so this is the lay of the land. You see the clubhouse. Tee number 1 goes straight out that way on the left. Then if you look at this a little closely, you get the yardage, par 4. So the out is 36 holes, so that's pretty much standards. And then in is 36, so 72 is pretty much what they do. If I can keep my score under 150, I'm doing well. I'm a terrible golfer. All right, and then they got great chimneys, these smokestacks or whatever, they're chimneys. Awesome looking. And then it's as green can be out here. They look like they're ready for some golfers. I don't know when their opening day is, but yeah, I can't get enough of this weather vane. That's a kick-ass looking weather vane on top of a kick-ass chimney. All right, yeah, I'm getting near the end of the show. The tape's going to run out. I always wanted to show this. Here's the moon action again. I love this. But thanks for watching, people. This is going to be, yeah, well, that was the end of the tape. That's what happened. So I fast-forwarded through too much stuff, but I have a minute left. I could just talk for a minute with a blue screen, but I think I'll save you the agony. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you have a happy Easter, happy Ramadan, however you celebrate. And that'll be it. Something new next week. So probably footage on opening day. All right. Take care. And good night.